Hello and welcome to the show. We are Jim and Sam, and this is our part 2 of Top 10 of 2018. We had a part 1. Hopefully you checked that out. If you haven't, that is our top 10 of our indies, dramas, comedies of 2018. Part 2 will be our action, sci-fi, fantasy, blockbuster fare. So, with that said, Sam, you just ready to get into our list of top 10s for 2018 action movies?
Let's do it.
So, my top 10, or my number 10, really, is Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Wow, I thought that would be earlier. My top 10 was, my 10 is Ready Player One.
Okay. Ready Player One was good. I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it too.
So, Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I was not prepared for how much I was going to like that film. Mm-hmm. We saw it kind of on a whim.
We don't even watch the show.
No,
it's a big show.
We've never seen the show. We went in cold, didn't know anything about it. I just saw the art style. People were raving about it. Went in completely blown away. It was hysterical. I was laughing from beginning to end. Slade!
Ready Player One, I was very surprised on how much I liked it. I was actually very, very surprised in how exciting it was. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that just in the last year or two I've been playing video games. So when I saw that movie, I was excited that I knew all of the characters, and that really resonated well with me, and I thought that it was a very fun action film.
Okay, it did make my list. I can't fault you for liking that film so much. All right, so you ready for number 9?
I am ready for number 9.
Okay, my number 9 is, this is where some cross-pollination comes in, Upgrade. One of my favorite action films of the year. It is both an indie. This film was made for it's my number 9. It was made for $5 million. Some of the best action that I've seen in a film this year. Completely blew me away. What was your number 9?
My number 9 was Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Okay.
Yeah, it was up there. It was kind of the same as yours.
Yeah, very close.
All right, what was your number 8?
My number 8 was Aquaman.
What?
Yeah. It almost didn't make the list.
You're hurting my soul.
I know, because there were so many good films. This is why I wanted to do two parts of this, is that I was going back and forth between Aquaman and another movie, because I really wanted to put Overlord on this list, because I loved Overlord.
I kicked that one off.
And so I went with Aquaman over Overlord, and Overlord gets an honorable mention for me. Aquaman was an awesome movie. I have some nitpicks with it. We have seen it twice, and it is one of the better comic book action films that was made this year. I absolutely love James Wan. Jason Momoa was fantastic in this film. Mm-hmm. What was your number 8?
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
I really like Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man, for some reason, is one of my favorite Marvel characters.
Well, he's funny. Paul Rudd's great as well.
And I think, and that's probably why I like it so much. And even though the second one, I don't think was quite as great as the first one, I still really liked it.
Yeah, so did I.
So really enjoyed it.
One of the few films this year we've seen twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did see that twice.
Ready for number 7?
What did you rate?
I said it. It was Aquaman.
Oh, I'm getting confused. Okay. Number 8.
Number 7.
Number 7.
So my number 7, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
My number 7 was A Quiet Place. You look so disappointed.
No, because I wanted to put it on my dramas, but then I was like, no, I'll put it on my action movies, and I actually completely forgot to put A Quiet Place on my list. No.
Well, I had on the spare of the moment, there's one movie that I forgot about that I'm having to put into, so my entire list is different, so my numbers are wrong.
That sucks. Because A Quiet Place was one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so intense. It was so intense. And Emily Blunt and John are just amazing together.
All right, we're just going to push forward with this.
No, you're so disappointed. All right.
No, because I wanted to put it on my list now that I think about it, because I wanted to put it in my dramas, because I feel like it was low budget enough to go into dramas, and it was drama filled enough to go there. But I was like, I'll put in my action movies. And when I was doing the action movie list, I was like, crap. Now that I'm here, forgot to do it. Quiet Place, one of the better films of the year. I will 100% agree with you on that.
Totally.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, like you said, Super funny. Paul Rudd's great as Ant-Man.
Isn't that what? That's your number 6 right now?
No, it's number 7.
Number 6.
All right, for me, my number 6 was Creed 2.
My number 6 was Creed 2.
Really?
Yes.
High five. What a
got one.
coincidence. You're our number 6 on the last one, and our number 6 this one.
Weird.
Is that right? Right?
Yeah.
Black Klansman last time.
We're adorable. We are adorable.
So
Don't touch my face. Don't touch my hair.
Creed 2 to me was a fantastic sequel. Absolutely loved what they did with the Drago story. Michael B.
So much
Jordan,
fun.
Tessa Thompson story is great.
So much fun.
I remember in our review, you absolutely loved what they did with the Tessa Thompson character in the sequel.
Mm-hmm. Her voice, I didn't realize that she was such a wonderful singer.
Yeah, she's good.
So good.
So
and I'm excited to see Men in Black. Is it called Men in Black?
Yeah, Men in Black International.
I am excited to see that with her in it.
So number 5?
Number 5. Okay. You're going to be sad when I say.
Why?
Just go ahead.
All right, my number 5 is Bumblebee.
Oh. Really? That's your number 5?
Yeah.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, why?
That's my number 5. I just thought yours would be like number 2 or 1.
Really? Is your number 5? High five.
Yeah. I'm so confused. Which hand do I use?
No, Bumblebee was absolutely fantastic. It's not in my top 4 of like the action movies this year. There's literally been too many good action films this year to really put Bumblebee that high. And I am biased towards Transformers. I absolutely love the Transformers franchise. I grew up with it.
You know, and I'm not a huge fan, and it was up higher for me.
I was a kid of the 80s. I grew up with the Generation 1 toys and cartoons, and this completely was a big throwback, live action throwback to G1. And it was fantastic.
Very surprised. I was like, she's going to be so mad at me for not making this higher.
No, because I can't let my bias get in the way of what I actually thought were the best action movies of the year.
You're a good person.
All right, so number 4?
Number 4.
My number 4 was Black Panther.
My number 4 was Aquaman.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, you liked that one a lot more than I did. I still liked it.
Yeah, I did really like it. I'm excited to see where they're going to take that one.
So,
You know what? I don't think that a lot of people necessarily, now that I'm talking to people about it, I don't think it's as well received as I thought it was.
people really like it, but there's going to be a group of people out there that
Don't care for it.
don't, because it's a lot of action.
I
It
know,
might be
and-
too much for some people.
Which is kind of crazy because, I don't know, I'm starting to like those more. Okay.
But Black Panther was fantastic. Chadwick Boseman is great as Black Panther.
Black Panther's great.
We saw it twice this year. One of Marvel's best films. And with that, you ready for number 3? Mm-hmm. All right, my number 3 action movie of the year was Mission Impossible Fallout.
I forgot about that movie.
You forgot about Mission Impossible?
Wow. I totally could have put that in
Would it make your
there.
list? You're not a big Mission Impossible fan.
No, but I wouldn't let my bias get in the way of things. I would never. No, actually, I don't think it would have made my list, but I still forgot about that movie. But I do remember really liking it.
It is one of the best, if not the best, Mission Impossible films. It's up there with, for me, number 1 and number 3 as my favorites. I know a lot of people consider the last 3 Mission Impossibles, Ghost Protocol, Fallout. I can't remember what the one before Fallout was. It's killing me. I can't remember. But those are like people consider like the best of the franchises. Fallout was absolutely fantastic. All the acting's really good. The twists and turns were really good. Henry Cavill as I can't remember what his character's name was. He was the villain of the movie. That was absolutely fantastic.
And I remember seeing this, was it right before or right after The Spy Who Dumped Me?
It was before.
It was before, and then we saw The Spy Who Dumped Me, and it was a bummer. All right. Number 3 from... I didn't say mine.
Oh, you didn't say it? I thought you said your 3. Go ahead.
No, my number 3 was Black Panther.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
My number 3 was Black Panther. It was definitely up there.
Yeah, very good. One of Marvel's best.
I've definitely watched it on Netflix a couple times.
Really? Watching it without me.
Well, you have to work, and I get to stay home. I get to stay home for my nice winter break before I go back very soon.
True.
Very soon. I watched it Wednesday.
Okay.
I think Wednesday or last week Wednesday. One of the days where I wasn't with you, I watched it on my computer.
Okay. So now we're into the top 2 action, comic book, sci-fi, fantasy movies of the year. This was where it got tricky for me. So I was torn between putting
Give it to
my
me
top
straight.
2.
Give me to me straight. What's number 2?
My number 1, number 2, I was torn between the movie that I've seen 6 times and the movie that I've seen a couple of times, but absolutely floored me. And my number, man,
You're making me nervous. What's your number 2?
So my number 2 is the film that I've seen 6 times. Avengers: Infinity War is my number 2.
No!
Yes. So a movie that came out over Christmas has bumped Avengers: Infinity War for my personal favorite comic book movie of the year. Avengers: Infinity War. We saw it 6 times. It's personally the most enjoyable Marvel movie for me. Like we've seen it 6 times. We saw it 5 times in theaters. We bought it on Blu-ray and we watched it once on Blu-ray.
I'm very interested to see what your number 1 is now. My number 2 was Spider-Man Into the Verses. How do you
Spider-Man
even say
Into
it?
the Spider-Verse.
Or how do you even say it? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic movie.
Is that not on your list?
No, we'll have to see. There's one more
We'll have
movie
to
left.
see.
There's one more movie left. But Avengers: Infinity War goes up there for me as one of my favorite comic book movies ever made. It's probably in my top 3.
As we
Not top
started
4.
talking about it, I remembered everything from my 2 got pushed up, and I kicked off Overlord from number 9 because I wanted Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because I totally forgot about that one.
Honestly, to redo the list, I would probably put A Quiet Place at number 10 and kick Teen Titans Go to the Movies off the list. As much as that would hurt me to do that, and I would move
I kicked off Overlord.
I think I would move Quiet Place around maybe number 5, and Bumblebee would probably be 6. And then everything would move down, and Teen Titans would probably get shifted off the list, which would be too bad because I really like that movie. But I think that's where Quiet Place would wind up, and everything else would get moved. But
yeah, I kicked off Overlord.
Avengers: Infinity War. It is one of my favorites of the year, if not my favorite of the year.
Yeah.
So now, ready for number 1?
I'm ready for number 1.
Number 1.
Dun, dun, dun.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Avengers: Infinity War.
So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I was not prepared for this film. I will actually fight on my thoughts that I think this is one of the best, if not the single greatest comic book movie ever made. I've seen it twice. I find it creatively inspiring because I want to take things that I see in that film and apply it to my own stuff that I do. I don't feel that way with Avengers: Infinity War, even though I may enjoy Avengers: Infinity War more. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse has moved me in a way that not many films have.
Well, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was a very special film. It was just so amazing to watch, and it, now that we're talking about it, it was very hard to give it a 2 instead of a 1, but I just, the way that I loved Avengers: Infinity War, the excitement that we went and continuously saw it in an embarrassing number of times. And I almost had to.
Your headphones fall off the thing.
Oh my God, I thought someone was trying to break in. I was very scared. I had to put it number 1.
No, it's fine. Our number 1 and 2. 1 and 2 for us were the same.
Very
just switched.
similar.
Just switched.
I know, but Spider-Man, it's so special. It's such a special film.
That was my number 1 of the year. And if we're doing a top 10 just of the year, no separations, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse might be my number 1 of the year. It might be above Blindspotting, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do, again, 2 lists. Because I had 2 number 1s. I can't. It's hard
I wouldn't
for me to
even
separate.
know. I wouldn't even know where to start if I were to merge these together.
It was tough. Cannot
been
fault
tough.
you for Avengers: Infinity War because we saw that so many times. Seriously, that was like a rock concert in a movie theater.
Yeah.
When Thor shows up in
Constantly.
Wakanda,
Every single
literally,
audience, even the
the
last
walls
one.
shook with people cheering and screaming.
Yeah, I mean,
Bring me Thanos.
every single time we went and saw it, that embarrassing number of times.
Yeah.
Even the last 2 where it was all just people who were just going to the movies, and it was small theaters. They were still super excited about it, and everyone was. I don't think I've ever been in a movie where I heard that kind of applause in a film. I mean, it was pretty amazing.
It's that kind of stuff. It was the audience reaction to those scenes.
Just all of them. I mean, when Captain America came on, when Thor came on, I mean, everyone went wild every single time. When Black Panther came on, I mean, just, it was amazing.
Which is like all those scenes that you're talking about is one of the reasons why Avengers Endgame, the next one, is one of my most anticipated of the year. Not just because I'm super excited to see the movie. I can't wait to see it with the audience and actually be in there with the reactions that those people are going to have. I'm going
to have to buy a shirt. I'm going to have to buy an Avengers shirt. It's going to have to happen.
It's what makes going to the movies magical is those moments when you get an audience
out here, it's just it's very different. I remember when we went to... It's just very different going to the movies back in the Midwest and going to the movies here. It's actually a different experience. Like if you come and visit LA, I even like suggest going to see a movie out here, especially one of these big ones, because it's just going to be a different experience. It's very interesting to see that dynamic.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe in the Midwest it was the same. I don't know.
So like Avengers Infinity War was like when you see those old timely videos of people like going to see The Exorcist and you hear people like those stories of people passing out in the theater or people can't handle it, or like the reaction of people when they saw Jaws. Avengers Infinity War I feel like is the closest that we've gotten to like that kind of old timely experience with people getting as into the movie as they did back then.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that makes going to the cinemas for me special. So with that said, that's it.
That is it.
That is the end. That's the end of our part 2 of our top 10 of 2018.
Hard. That was very hard.
So just to reiterate, it was as the list was made prior. My number 10 was Teen Titans, then Upgrade, Aquaman, Ant-Man, Creed 2, Bumblebee, Black Panther, Mission Impossible, Avengers Infinity War, Spider-Man.
All right. My number 10 was Ready Player One, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Ant-Man and the Wasp, A Quiet Place, Creed 2, Bumblebee, Aquaman, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, Avengers, Infinity War.
Now, if I were to redo the list, I would put Quiet Place at number 5. Bumblebee would be 6. Creed 2 would be 7. Ant-Man and the Wasp would be 8. Aquaman would be 9. And Upgrade would be 10.
Yeah.
That would be my referendum.
I could have budded with Ready Player One and switched that one around. But, all right, well, that's it.
That's it. So if you liked this video, like and subscribe. What did you think of our list? What was your list? What was your top 10 of 2018? Comment below. Let us know. And as always, we'll see you next time, guys. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.